Are you stupid or something? You probably are. Buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Mickey and I'll be asking you at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art, and I am your host for I Am Smart, the quiz where people compete for the right to say, I am smart. By engaging with this quiz, you are accepting that you don't know everything, and that's absolutely fine. Nobody does. For instance, why did I think to bring the entire frame apparatus for my green screen on holiday with me, but neglect to bring the actual green screen, which is the far smaller section and the harder to replicate? I don't know. If you're anything like me, you don't know everything because you spend less time thinking and more time feeling. Yeah? For instance, I feel like I was supposed to forget the green screen so that this episode could have a more of a holiday on location feel to it. Sure, that doesn't explain why I still brought the frame, but that's what I feel, and so I can't be wrong. But yes, I am on holiday. I am in an Airbnb property, which is why it all looks a little different. The green screen is not here. I'm doing it on my laptop, which is a much smaller screen. I can't plug a mouse in because I've got my hard drive and my microphone plugged in already. I'm telling you all of this simply so you know how much effort I've put in, how difficult the show is going to be, and if anything fails, if anything does go wrong, I'm blame free. It's called being responsible. How are we doing? Dropped frames, 255, 1.8% of it all. So it's probably a little bit jerky. I am on the Wi-Fi here, which is Xfinity Wi-Fi, which is supposed to be very good, but it still can't quite beat Ethernet. But we're going to get through it. We're going to do our best, and it's all going to go well. I'm confident. Hello, Killer. How are you doing? Thank you very much for showing up. You girl, Sarah Kilch. Hello, how are you? Sarah Kilch, of course, going for number 3 of victories for I Am Smart. The format of the quiz is very simple, very straightforward. 5 rounds, 5 questions, 5 musings, so 30 points overall. All you will need for this quiz is something to write with and something to write on. Could be your phone, could be a pen and paper, could be some fresh white snow and a full bladder. You'll also need a brain for thinking and an imaginosphere for feeling, and also a beverage for toasting. I always like to start with a little toast. I hope you've all got your beverages at the ready so you can join me in this toast. It's a communal thing. It brings everybody together. To me, to you, to those who are just here for the view. And that could be straight or bisexual women. It could be homosexual or bisexual men or pansexuals of any gender identity. Congrats on your good taste. Welcome to the show. Cheers. Bam Bam Roll. Hello, Bam Bam Roll. Thank you very much for joining us. Bolander333, thank you very much for joining us. TB Douglas, whoop. Sylvia Plath Day. Absolutely it is. TB Douglas, of course, picked the subject for the first round this week. So cheers to all. I hope you're ready for some quizzing. Double dipping on that first glug. You have to do it. As you may have guessed from that exhaustively inclusive toast and the multicolour band along the bottom of the screen here, this is a Pride-focused quiz. Pride weekend is happening in a few days, and I am celebrating / cashing in. I've been doing a lot of learning this week, lots of new words into the vocabulary, and I'm pleased to share some knowledge with you guys today whilst testing you, but hopefully not in a heteronormative way. Heteronormative is one of the words that I've learned. Let's get the first round going. Shall we? The transitions are going to be tough this week because, as I say, I am using a trackpad as opposed to a mouse. And trackpads, as we all know, are the worst. We always start with yay or nay. In order to be a great artiste, you must be able to discern lies from truth. Yeah? I'm going to give you 5 statements. But do you believe them? If you do, you write yay. And if you don't, you write nay. And as ever, as we mentioned earlier, this round subject is chosen by the winner of last week's quiz. Or normally it is, although last week it was won by your girl, Sarah Kilch, who opted to nominate T.B. Douglas to get to designate the subject of this quiz. And as T.B. Douglas has already spoiled, apologies if you were hoping to be kept in suspense, the subject of this round, Sylvia Plath. Again, I've been learning a lot about pride, a lot about different gender identities and sexualities, but also a lot about this young lady here, Sylvia Plath. And I'm excited to share some of this knowledge with you. And T.B. Douglas, as you chose this round, hopefully you'll be getting 5 out of 5. Here we go. Question 1. The first question, always nice to get it out of the way. Sylvia Plath had her first poem published when she was just 8 years old. Do you believe it? Do you believe that? Is that a yay or is that a nay? Whilst you're just debating, I'm going to put my blazer on because I did bring it, but I've opted to not wear it at the start here, but we're going to put it on. There we go. Much more like a game show host now. I mean, I'm a game show host. This is a game show, so it has to be a game show host. That's question 1. Sylvia Plath had her first poem published when she was 8 years old. Was she a prodigy? We'll find out. Question number 2. Sylvia Plath's poem, Lady Lazarus, contains the lines, "Dying is an art like everything else. I do it exceptionally well." Bit braggy, if true. If that is true, we don't know necessarily that it is true, but if it is true, then that is, like I say, a little braggy. It's a weird thing to brag about. Nobody's gonna say that it isn't. But a brag is a brag, Sylvia. Okay. A brag is a brag. And again, all of this has to be true. So did she write a poem called Lady Lazarus, and does it contain those lines? Your call. Question 3. Sylvia Plath's only novel, The Bell Jar, was published under the pen name Erica Leonard. Erica Leonard. Did Erica Leonard supposedly write The Bell Jar, even though it's just Sylvia Plath using another name? Is that true? Bolander 333, it's multiple choice, right? Absolutely. Just yay or nay. Just one of 2 for these ones. Yay or nay. You could do it blind if you wanted to. You could write all of your answers out before the round even begins. I'm not sure that would necessarily be engaging with the quiz in the way that it's intended, but it would be engaging with the quiz, and you are watching, so you are better than the vast majority of the planet already. Sylvia Plath's only novel, The Bell Jar, published under the pen name Erica Leonard. Question 4. Sylvia Plath did not make a speech when she won her Pulitzer Prize. So I'm going to give you this one. She did win a Pulitzer Prize. That's not up for debate here. She won a Pulitzer Prize. But did she make a speech? This is saying, no, she didn't. If you agree with that, you write yay. And if you think that she did make a speech, feel free to go for nay. Question 5. In the 2003 biopic, simply entitled Sylvia, the titular role was played by Naomi Watts, who I believe is an Australian lady. Naomi Watts, the Australian, did she play Sylvia in the film Sylvia? Okay, so those are your five statements, guys, about Sylvia Plath. Life and times thereof. But which ones of them are yays and which ones of them are nays? We're going to find out later when we go through the answers. But as we all know, with each of these rounds, as I say, there's 5 questions, sure. But what's that other one? It's amusing. Amusing. So these ones, slightly different. Slightly different. Sylvia Plath had an IQ of 160. Very smart lady. What do you feel like your IQ is? What do you feel like your IQ is? Again, this quiz is about thinking and feeling, yeah? Because you need both. You need both in this crazy mixed up world. And I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was only testing one of them. It just wouldn't sit right with me. Killer. Failing, I think it's okay though, such fun. Well, this is the thing. If you just put yays for all of them or nays for all of them, you're still going to have that 50-50 chance. Yeah? That's just straight math. Or, as the rest of the world would describe it, maths. Maths. So here we go. And that's the end of yay or nay already. Gosh. Already getting through the first round. But what are we doing for the second round? This one is the one that has changed twice now. First we had anagrams, then we had working out real names of people, which was pretty fun. This one, in the spirit of pride, we're going to be having some fun with gender. That's right, gender swap. So this is a picture round. Essentially, it's become a picture round. And for each of these, it's just going to be a picture of a well-known actor, because actors need to, be chameleons and need to be able to kind of adapt the way that they look. But what these have done is that they've passed through a gender swapping filter. So if it's a chick, then she's going to appear like a dude, and vice versa. Okay? It's very straightforward. You're going to get it all. I'm confident. It's just a little bit of fun, just to show us that, gender's a construct. And it's not really for anybody to determine what that means for anybody else. Okay? Again, things that I've learned. It's a really fascinating topic. So here is our first one. This one, I started off with an easy one, because you should get this one. Who's that? Who is that? What cue number are we on now? So this is just the first. So this is the first question of the second round. So there's going to be 5 rounds in total, 5 questions in each round, and then 1 musing. And so this is question 1 of round 2. And they're all worth 1 point each. Okay. So that's number 1. Who is that? He's a handsome chap. I'll give him that. Number 2, who have we got? Who's she? Or more pertinently, I suppose, who is he that has been she'd up? I don't know. This isn't offensive, is it? No, it's just a bit of fun. But that is a well-known actor that through the wonder of digital manipulation has been turned into an actress. Feminine. If you want a little bit of a clue with this one, I'd focus on the eyebrows. I've said too much already. Gosh, I've said too much already. That's number 2. Really looking there. Okay. Number 3. Who's that? Gosh, who is that? You know them, but bad with names, Bolander 333. That's fine, because ultimately, at the end of this, you yourself are going to be marking it. And so you feel free to be as generous or as stringent as you like. If you know in your heart of hearts that it's up to you. It's your call, okay? I'm not going to dictate to you, yeah, and say that you should have written this or you should have written that, okay? You know in your heart. You're going to be marking it, so whatever you like. That's number 3. Then we've got number 4. Who's this chap? Who is this chap? Or who was he prior to his manification, which I think is... That's not a word I learned this week. That's a word I just made up. But it sounds right. I'm willing to go with it. Who is this? A little bit of facial hair. And I will, as another clue, if as a woman, that facial hair is just gone. It's not there at all. Okay? So... that's something to keep in mind. Don't be going on that beard and thinking, so which popular Hollywood starlet is this with a beard? Because she doesn't have a beard. She is clean shaven. And then number 5, who's that? Gosh, who's that? And I have to say, this is one that I have been... This has kind of been messing me up this week, actually, this one. I've been staring at this one for quite a while. That's a pretty confusing picture. Bo Lander is cackling over here. Well, good luck to you, Bo. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. And that's number 5. Should we go through them once again? Just nice and quickly at the end. Number 1, who's that? Number 2, who's that? Number 3, who's that? Number 4, who's that? And number 5, who's that? And there we go. Round 2, question-wise, is over. But we've got that musing, haven't we? Let's get to that musing. What would you choose as the gender-swapped version of your name? Okay, or if you are non-binary or genderqueer, again, words that I learned this week, what's a name that is the opposite of who you are? Gender-swapped version of your name. And I have come up with gender swap names for all of those celebrities as well. Pretty excited about sharing them. So I think that'll be a real fun round to go through with the answers. What's your gender swapped name? Okay, that's round 2. Diddly done. Moving into a round that you're all looking forward to, I'm sure. And except for those of you who are asleep or have otherwise got your eyes closed. There we go. Look close. As an artiste, you need to keep your eyes open. There is inspiration flying at you all the time. How are you going to feel if the idea of the world's greatest jingle just passed you by and you didn't realise because you were too busy daydreaming about a new pair of shoes? You're going to feel really annoyed, yeah? That's how. So I'm about to show you some incredible art, one of my mini-vids from back in the day, when I spoke a little bit differently. And when I do, look close. It says it up there. Look close, because there'll be questions on it afterwards. So this is the Pride-themed bit of Notme art. I am Notme. I am art, and I am here at Seattle Pride 2016. Pride festivals are incredible occasions, proof that sometimes just standing up for who you are can be a work of art in and of itself. So if you are gay or a lesbian or just greedy, aka bisexual, be proud. If you want to show the world your disgusting pierced nipple, be proud. And if you want to get off your face on ketamine and dance around in a field to share songs, then be proud. If I do have a worry about today, it's that it is a very hot, sunny day, and there are a huge amount of people not wearing a great deal. My concern is, unless there's a liberal application of creams and lotions, people might be waking up on the morning after Seattle Pride 2016 a little sore. There we go. There we go. What a powerful piece of art that was. What a powerful, powerful piece of art that was. And that shows that I've always been, supportive of Pride. Okay. I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon this year. Okay. So don't accuse me. Question number 1. Let's get through them quick while it's still fresh in your mind. What year was this video filmed? Not me mentioned it right at the beginning there. What year was this video filmed? We're going to go quick. Question 2. What word does Notme use to describe the bisexual? And that's a plural there, as in for the all of them, not just an individual. Just like the French, or And he uses this word incorrectly. Can I say? I now realize. There's another group that. Anyway, that's question 2. What word does Notme use to describe the bisexual? That's question 2. Question 3. What pierced body part does Notme refer to? Killer Kilch, #ally. Absolutely, I am an ally. Very much so. Can't control who you fall in love with. A lot of people that I've fallen in love with in my life that I really wish I hadn't. What pierced body part does Notme refer to? That's question 3. Question 4. If Notme's fears are realised, how will some of the people wake up in the morning after Pride? How will some people wake up the morning after Pride feeling? How will they feel the morning after Pride? And then the final question tends to be a bit tricky. Tends to be a bit of a tricky one, that question 5, doesn't it? Question 5. What object is Notme holding throughout the video? There's an object there. There's an object that he's holding all the way through. And I'm not talking about the camera or the selfie stick that the camera was, I can only assume, on. Something else. A particular object that Notme is holding throughout the video. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. Capital B, perhaps. That's a good point, Killer. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe it should have been the bisexual with a capital. Yeah, because it's not a. Yeah, sure. I'll go with that. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to edit it now. I mean, what's done is done. But next time I'll know. And then our musing for this round. If you were to dance around in a field, in an ideal world, whose music would you be dancing to? This is an opinion-based question. In the video, Notme refers to being on drugs in some way, being off your face. But if that's not necessary. I mean, you can be if you want. But in this dream scenario, if you're dancing in a field to somebody's music, in that heart of hearts, what is that music that you're dancing to? If it can be a song, all the better. But at least give me an artist. At least give me an artist. Or at the very, very least, a genre. But I'm hoping for more than a genre. Okay? I want you to know that. And that is round 3. Done and dusted. Gosh, we're just bursting through them, aren't we? We're just smashing through these rounds. It's very exciting. What have we got? Round 4? Oh, you know what it is, and you're excited about it. I can see it in your heart. Artiste spotlight. But who, pray tell? Who? And why? Well, because game recognizes game, okay? As an artiste, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it. And that way, if they want to be polite, they kind of have to say nice stuff about your art. Circle of life. This week, the spotlight falls on somebody that is an icon of the Pride community. It's a young man by the name of Freddie Mercury. There he is in his iconic white trousers and yellow leather jacket. He's not a wallflower. Let's say that. He's not a wallflower. That is a bold stance that Freddie Mercury is striking there. So we're going to learn a little bit about young Frederick, or I'm going to test you about Frederick. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll know it all already, although you won't, because some of them are pretty tricky actually. So question 1: in the music video for which song did Freddie, which is how I refer to him, along with the rest of Queen, cross-dress? One particular music video, very famous. It's a bit of an easy one to start with. They will be getting trickier. In the music video for which song did Freddie, along with the rest of Queen, cross-dress? One of them was an old lady. One of them was a mother. One of them was like a schoolgirl, I believe. And then Freddie was, I don't know, some kind of pink number. Looked great. Moustache aside, but that's personal preference. Question number 2. The Queen song Delilah was written by Freddie about his favourite pet. But what type of animal was Delilah? Now I'm going to give you a little clue about this one. So at the time that Freddie wrote Delilah, about Delilah, the particular animal that Delilah was, Freddie had 11 of them at the time. How does that affect your answer? How does that affect your answer? As a bisexual, I am enjoying this discourse. You girls, Sarah Kilch. My gosh, I didn't realise I'd have one of them watching. That's very exciting. That's very exciting, Sarah Kilch. And it pleases me that I haven't, it's a minefield, isn't it? So I'm really pleased that I've, walking the straight and narrow. I mean, not straight, just turn a phrase. What was Delilah? Question 3. A statue of Freddie was erected over the entrance to the Dominion Theatre in London to celebrate which musical? This is easier than it seems. Which musical? Why would a statue of Freddie be erected to celebrate a particular musical? What? I'm not going to give any more. You know what we're doing. You know what we're doing. Which musical? The Dominion Theatre. Dominion's one of those words that has a lovely rhythm to it in the mouth. Dominion. Feel free to just say it to yourself out loud. Dominion. 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 Terrific. That's question 3. Question 4. That's coming up right now. Freddie Mercury was very self-conscious about his teeth. He was actually born with 4 extra teeth. 4 more teeth than you or I will ever have outside of surgery. Speaking of surgery, why did he opt not to have the surgery needed to fix them? Could have had the surgery, could have fixed those teeth right up, and he would have been less self-conscious about them. But he said, no, I'm not going to do that. And they all said, why? And he said, the answer to this question. That's question 4. That's question 4. Question 5, the final question of this round. A particular genus of amphibian was named Mercurana in tribute to Freddie. But what species is a Mercurana? Mercurana. Amphibian. That's question 5. And then the musing, the Freddie musing, Freddie musing. If you could create a duet with Freddie Mercury and any other singer, living or dead, who would you get him to sing with? would you get Freddie to sing with? And I will say also, he would have no say in this. This is just a dream. You know, he can say, I don't really like that person. I think she's tacky. He couldn't say that, okay? He would be forced contractually in some way. I don't know how we're doing this, but he would be forced to perform with whoever you wished. Maybe you just paid him enough. And he was like, sure, I'll do it. I mean, you're breaking the laws of time and space if you know, he's already passed away. If it's somebody else that passed away, or maybe even passed away before he was even... Whatever you want, okay? This is dream casting. Who did you get Freddie to sing with? A lovely duet. Did a wonderful one with David Bowie, didn't he? So his standards are pretty high already. Who else would you get him to sing with? And then we're moving into that final tricky category. It's a tricky category, guys. Tricky, tricky, tricky. But you know what? I have faith in you. I think you're going to do great. I wouldn't have enjoyed the water lilies anywhere near as much had Monet not been so knowledgeable about pond biology, okay? Artistes need to know about the world around them, yeah? Not just art. And so I present this round about not art. Not art. Nart. Nart. Okay? This is the Nart round. What is the symbol of the Pride movement? It's this fella down here, isn't it? It's all of these colours together. It's a rainbow flag. What is a rainbow? It is a type of weather. It's all linked. Okay? It's all linked. So we've got 5 questions about weather, just to round us out. Just to round us all out nicely, yeah? Question number 1. What scientific principle is responsible for us being able to see the colours in a rainbow? There's a couple here. So, some of them, there's one that more than the other, but I'll accept both of them. But it's a scientific principle to do with light. Maybe that's giving away too much. Responsible for us being able to see the colours in a rainbow. Now, the question you might ask to me is, do you understand exactly how a rainbow works? And I would say no, absolutely I do not. But I know that one part of it is to do with this thing, whatever I'm talking about here. I'm confident that's made it all a lot clearer. What scientific principle is responsible for us being able to see the colours in a rainbow? This has nothing to do with pride as well. I will just point that out. This is tangentially attached to pride. This is the best I could do. Question number 2. Which country experiences the most tornadoes every year? One country. Bolander 333? No, you just need one. Just need one. There's one that I'm going for. There's one that I mean, but from the fact websites that I looked upon, there is another thing at play which I will accept, but it's not as cool. But yeah, just one of those, and you get that point. Which country experiences the most tornadoes every year? Tornado capital of the world. Question number 3. Rain, sleet, hail and snow are all types of what? This kind of factors into the rainbow as well. Rain, yeah. Dolly Parton once said, if you want to see that rainbow, you've got to put up with a little bit of rain. But what is rain? Is how I've linked through to this question. They're all types of what? What are they? Question 4. Is the wettest place on Earth located in India Brazil, or Malaysia? India, Brazil, or Malaysia? It's one of three. I've narrowed it down for you from every country in the world, which is like 500 or something, down to just India, Brazil, or Malaysia. I've done the legwork, guys. Just bring it home, yeah? Wettest place on Earth in terms of like rainfall, because obviously, you know, in the sea it's pretty wet, but that's not what I'm asking for here. Most rainfall. I suppose I should have mentioned that in the question, but I'm mentioning it now. Okay, the wettest place on Earth, rain-wise. Again, rainbow. It's question number 5. Here we go. Within 5 degrees C or 10 degrees F, which I think means it slightly makes more sense to do it in Fs, because I think 10 degrees F is more than 5 degrees C. But don't quote me on that. What is the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth? Ever. Hottest temperature ever recorded. And as a clue, obviously I am, long-time fans will know, one of my disabilities is that my sweat glands work 5 or 6 times more effectively than a regular man's. So I am constantly dripping. So heat is one of my enemies. When I saw this temperature written down, I nearly threw up. So that's a little bit of a clue for you. A little bit of a clue. 5 degrees C or 10 degrees F. So you can be 5 degrees underneath or 5 degrees over, or 10 degrees F, 10 degrees, you know. So you've got a 20 degree really, or 10 degree window. But as long as you get within those amounts, then you can get that point. You can get that point. That's question 5. That's the final question of the entire quiz. What about that final musing, though? Final musing. What type of weather would most accurately represent you right now? Oh, need clarification. Occurring cause of the weather. Is this was that the wetness thing? Wait, what questions do we have? Within 10 degrees. Yes, I mean for question 5 is because of, you know, not like in a fire or something. But well done you for picking me up on that. That it's that kind of specificity, Bowlander 333, that I think is really going to take you a long way in this quiz. I really do. Very impressive. And then this again, through weather, not just like inside this Camelback ready Eddie, you know, bottle of water. That's probably wetter than this. But just rainfall, yeah? Temp. Sure. We got it. We're all good. And what type of weather would most accurately represent you right now? You feeling like a rainstorm? Feeling like a light breeze? Heat wave? Hailstorm? Tornado? Whatever you like. Just write it down. I'm looking forward to hearing about them. And that's all of the questions. Here we go. So that means that the questions are all over, which means that I am going to take this blazer off because it really is very hot. Okay. But yes, questions over.
I asked you some questions, but now the question part is done. Now let's hear some answers and find out who has won, which is everybody.
Wait. Sorry, that was me. There we go. Let's just fade back to that. Let's fade back to Maine. Whew. Warm. Gosh, it's warm. But we did it. The thing with that little jingle that we just saw there is that it is going to be over a different piece of stock footage each week, and then each week my plan was I'd share a great fact about whatever was on the footage afterwards. But I forgot last week, so this week it's still a tiger, which might be curious to you. Why is it over a tiger? He didn't reference it last week at all. It's because to celebrate a fact. So, did you know that if you shaved a tiger, you'd find out that its stripes go all the way down, i.e., it has stripy skin? Very, very exciting, very interesting fact, I'm sure you'll agree. And you would also be a pretty impressive human being, because I would imagine tigers don't enjoy being shaved. So well done you. They probably do it when they're asleep, don't they? That's fine. But yeah, and then next week we're going to have a different fact to celebrate the end of the questions, to celebrate them. So let's go all the way back to yay or nay. Fade it. There we go. There we go. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Hope you've all, yeah, absolutely. Well done, you guys. You survived it all. Question 1. And I'm not going to be asking you what you wrote for each of these questions, otherwise it's going to take a million years. I'm just looking for the musings. If you could share them in the comments, that would be very interesting for me. But yeah, the rest of these questions I'm just going to barrel through because, yeah, there's only so much time in the world. Okay, so question 1, or statement 1, I suppose. Sylvia Plath had her first poem published when she was 8 years old. Is that a yay or is that a nay? That is a yay. What a clever young thing. What a clever young thing. And it was in the, what was it in? I've got it written down here. The Boston Herald's children's section. There we go. There we go. Well done, Sylvia, you clever sausage. Statement number 2 was Sylvia Plath. You get 1 point for that. 1 point for all of these. Okay, if you got it right, 1 point. So well done, everybody who got that one right. Statistically speaking, 50% of you. Sylvia Plath's poem, Lady Lazarus, contains the lines, dying is an art like everything else. I do it exceptionally well. Is that a yay or is that a nay? That is another yay. Because, of course, everything is art. I mentioned at the end that she is a very clever person, but you can tell that already because she understands the ubiquity, if I can use such a word, of art. Well done, Sylvia. Question 3, statement 3. Sylvia Plath's only novel, The Bell Jar, was published under the pen name Erica Leonard. Was that a yay or was that a nay? No, that was... I got that one wrong. Got that one wrong. Sorry, guys. That was probably because I'm on holiday doing this. You're welcome. So that's a nay. That's a nay. Sylvia Plath's poem. She did write it under a pseudonym, but the pseudonym was Victoria Lucas. Erica Leonard is the real name of the author who uses the pen name E.L. James, who is the best-selling author of the 50 Shades trilogy. Bell Jar, 50 Shades, all great books. All great books. Statement number 4. Sylvia Plath did not make a speech when she won her Pulitzer Prize. And the answer to that one, yay or nay, yay or nay, yay or nay, that was yay. She did not make a speech. She won in 1982 for her for a book called The Collected Poems, so all of her poems together. And the reason that she didn't make a speech was that she had been dead for almost 20 years at that point. So pretty good excuse. Pretty good excuse there for not making a speech. And then the final question on this first round. In the 2003 biopic Sylvia, the titular role was played by Naomi Watts. That is a nay. It was, of course, as we all know, played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow, who is not even an Australian. She's an American, so she had to work even harder for her. I haven't seen the film, but I assume, no doubt, flawless English accent. And then the musings. Here's where it gets interesting. Sylvia Plath had an IQ of 160. What do you guys feel like your IQ is? What have we got? What have we got? What are people saying here? What are people saying here? That's just a picture of a tiger from Killer, yes, and another picture of a tiger from Sarah Kilch, yes. Killer says, feel like it's 200, but really it's closer to 130. Well, if you feel like it's 200, then that's, you get a point, because that's, we're asking how do you feel about this? TB Douglas, 160, same as Sylvia. Obviously, TB Douglas does, share an affinity with Sylvia Plath. It was her choice to get these right, to have the questions about Sylvia Plath. So hopefully, so that does make sense. Sarah Kilch, my IQ is exactly right for me. Interesting. Playing the cards close to the chest. Bolander 333, 137. That's very specific. I enjoy the specificity of that one. I enjoy that. TB Douglas, I imagine would be similar. Also, side note, Sylvia Plath is American, not English. I assumed that she was English. Well, so we've all learned something. We've all learned something here. Well done, TB. I hope you got all 5 of those questions right. Bam Bam Roll, 140, slightly more than Bolander. Fair enough. I mean, it's that shows a confidence, because obviously Bolander coming in with a lot of clarifying questions, which to me speaks to a high intellect. Probably like a 137, I would say. But if you think you're higher than that, then absolutely. So well done, everybody. I think from all, you all get a point. You all get a point for that one. Well done. Let's move on to our next round, gender swap. Oh, this is going to be fun. Who is this? Well, that is, of course... Wait, what? Oh, no, yes. That's it. It's Reese Witherspoon. There she is. It's Reese Witherspoon. And her gender swap name would just be Reese Witherspoon. But just RHYS. She would be Welsh. Reese Witherspoon. Look at that. So that's Reese. Reese Witherspoon, easy. It's the jaw, isn't it? It's the jaw. It's a very handsome Reese Witherspoon jaw there. The next one we had was this one. Who's this? Which chap is this? It's a very chappish chap. A chap who is all chap, if I can say that. Congratulations if you got this one right. I said go by the eyebrow. It is, of course, the man with the eyebrows. It's Jason Momoa. Polynesia's favourite son, Jason Momoa there. Smouldering through the camera. Gosh. Good job I took the blazer off beforehand. Right. Number 3. Who's this? Who's this lovely lady? I believe it's Mr. Ian McKellen. Hi, Ian. How you doing there, sir? Sir, of course, a knight of the realm, with a lovely fetching scarf as well. That's wonderful to see. And interestingly, the female version, having to take off a lot of the wrinkles to show that, the gender inequality that exists in the acting world. It's a sad reality. I put the pink lawyer marking it right. Absolutely, Bolander. I mean, she is the pink lawyer, isn't she? Unless somebody else has got that Twitter handle. Maybe somebody to do with, I don't know what kind of law that would be, but yeah, maybe. Gandalf. Sure, if you want to go with, character names, feel free. I'm certainly not going to stop you. Number 4 was this young feisty chap. I like the way that it's given him this kind of shirt, but it's just kind of faded off at the sides. So it's kind of a sleeveless shirt. Who is that? It's Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson. There she is. I told you that she didn't have the beard. Look at that. Entirely beardless there for Tessa Thompson. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And then number 5, we had this young lady here. Killer. Who is Tessa? Tessa was in, she's been in all kinds of things. I feel like she always crops up. She was the guy's girlfriend in Creed. She was, I've got the internet here. I could just tell you, couldn't I? She was in that one where the I think she's in Westworld, the TV show about the robots. What else is she in? Men in Black International, Thor Ragnarok, Creed and Creed 2. I said them, didn't I? I said them. Westworld, yes. Annihilation, Sorry to Bother You, Lady and the Tramp, although I imagine she would have been, that would just be a voice. Selma, Four Colored Girls, Dear White People, Little Woods. She's been in lots of things, although obviously that makes it a lot trickier to guess who they are if you don't know who the person is. So that's fair enough. You didn't have much of a chance with that one. And if you want to reflect that in your score, then, go for it. Go for it. Who is this one? This one, that's Joaquin Phoenix. That is Joaquin Phoenix. Gosh. I mean, those eyes. Hello. Do you know what I mean? It shows the power of a little bit of eyeliner. So for all of these, so to go through them again, we had Reese Witherspoon, RHYS. We had Grace N. Momoa, Jason Momoa. Gene McKellen, Ian McKellen. Wes R. Thompson, Tessa Thompson. And Sabine Phoenix. I was quite proud of them, so I really wanted to get them in. And then the musing, what would you choose as the gender-swapped version of your name, or if you're non-binary or genderqueer, what's a name that is the opposite of who you are? What do we get, guys? What do we get? I feel bad. Sorry, Tessa. That's all right, Killer. That's okay, Killer. We are still in the, I Am SmART is only on week 3. We're still in our infancy, really. I think it would be very surprising if Tessa was watching. But if you are Tessa, that's we do apologise, and I do think you are pretty recognisable. But I suppose it's only if you know who you are. Do you know what I mean? You only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. That's something that I learn every day. Sarge. Ooh, that's good. Sarge Kilch, I like that. Timothy Bradley Douglas, TB, well done, yeah, Timothy Brad. Fat Larry from Killer, well done, well done. Willow from Bowlander, Willow! And Bum Bum for Bam Bam. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. A point for everybody. Well done. You will get a point for that one. Let's get on to the observations round. How are we doing with this? Question 1. What year was this video filmed? You all know this one. It was 2016. Pride 2016. We're going to barrel through these because we're already on 7 o'clock. Good gracious. Question number 2. What word does Notme use to describe the bisexual? Capital B. And it was, of course, greedy. He was wrong to do so. Bisexuals, by the name bi, means two, I think, in some language, probably Latin. It's usually Latin. And so that only means two genders. But obviously I found out this week there are lots of genders. The greedy ones are pansexuals, because that's just anybody. Yeah, that's just anybody. They're the greedy ones. Question number 3. What pierced body part does Notme refer to? It's one of the few things I can actually remember from this Pride, because it stayed with me for a long time. Nipple. Oof, it just felt like an affront. It felt like an affront. Question 4. If Notme's fears are realised, how will some people wake up the morning after Pride feeling? It's a poorly worded question, I now see. But hopefully you all got the answer, which was sore. I will also accept a little sore or a little bit sore because of the sunburn. And then final question. What object is Notme holding throughout the video? It's in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. It was a pinwheel, a joyous, jolly little pinwheel, which was catching a lot of air at the beginning of the video, and then that tailed off towards the middle. Congratulations if you got 5 out of 5 on that one. That one was, I think, pretty tricky. And then the musing. If you were to dance around in a field, in an ideal world, whose music would you be dancing to? Who gets the nod for you guys? For me, and maybe I'm being influenced by pride here, but for me, it would be Sylvester. You Make Me Feel Mighty Real. Because it really does, that song. It really does. Your girl Sarah Kilch, James Taylor. Okay, so more of a kind of a hippie vibe. That's absolutely fine. Sade from Killer. Pretty chilled. I like that. TB Douglas goes Whitney Houston, which is then immediately questioned by your girl Sarah Kilch, not Mariah. Bam Bam Rolls going for Chopin. Sure, absolutely. Playing some of that air glockenspiel. Bolander 333 Moby. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great listening to Moby because you feel like even listening to the music, you're doing a little bit of good for the world. Yeah, you do. His kind of sense of that kind of self-satisfaction just really comes through. It's wonderful. Thank you very much, Killer. A very good choice, and it was a tie between the two, says TB. I think Whitney's a great shout. A great shout. Don't apologise for it, TB. You stick to your guns. Terence Bradley, Tom Bradley, Timothy Bradley. So points all round for that. Points all round. That was wonderful. That's wonderful. What have we got next? We've got round 4. CRT Spotlight. Where is he? There he is. There's a bit of Freddie. Question 1. In the music video for which song did Freddie, along with the rest of Queen, cross-dress? It was, of course, I Want to Break Free. I want to break free. I mean, what breaks free more than disturbing the heteronormative status quo? Question number 2 was, the Queen song Delilah was written by Freddie about his favourite pet, but what type of animal was Delilah? Delilah was, of course, a cat. Was a cat. Okay? And again, it was a calico cat. And Mercury at the time had 11 cats. They were his favourite type of animal to own. Okay? Question 3. A statue of Freddie was erected over the entrance to the Dominion Theatre in London to celebrate which musical? It can only be one, can't it? We Will Rock You. The musical made from the songs of Queen. Question number 4. Freddie Mercury was very self-conscious about his teeth. Why did he not opt to have the surgery needed to fix them? Fear, guys. Fear. He was worried that it would affect his voice. He's had a wonderful voice, wonderful singing voice, and he worried that that the teeth were partly the reason for that. In a kind of, some might say it's bad, but then here's something good as well. He's very much like a fairy story. Was Freddie, and then question 5, and obviously, kind of be a little bit kind to, worried it would affect his voice, something along those lines. You can get the point. Question number 5, a particular genus of amphibian was named Mercurana in tribute to Freddie. But what species is a Mercurana? Of course, a Mercurana is a frog. Again, great singing voice. So well done if you got all the answers right on that one. And then the musing. If you could create a duet with Freddie Mercury and any other singer, living or dead, who would you get him to sing with? I would cheat on this one. I would get him to sing a duet with Freddie Mercury. Ooh, right. Just have two of them going at it musically. I think would be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And you might say that that's a kind of a trick answer, but I would say, it's what I feel, so I'm not wrong. Does Toad count, Sarah Kilch? I'll give you Toad. I mean, they're pretty much the same thing. I don't know much about science, but I'm confident that they're pretty much the same animal. Was Flatmates with the female lead of We Will Rock You? Wow. So if you didn't get that question right, Bolander 333, I mean, I'm not the one, I don't like to shame people too much, but a little bit of shame on you for that one. Gaga, obvs, absolutely. Adele, says Sarah Kilch, that would be a great one. Powerful voices. Beyonce for both Bolander 333 and TB Douglas. That's a popular choice. I mean, she's just a popular choice with most things. I feel like a lot of trivia questions or a lot of opinion questions, that if you could get one person, a lot of people would just go Beyonce straight off the bat. Bam Bam Roll, Bjork or Britney Spears? Well, they are just, I mean, that's really two ends of the spectrum there. And I mean, do you know what? Why limit ourselves to two? Let's get a triolet or a trio of all three of them. Bjork, Britney, Freddie. It's the team up we were all desperate to see. Really bad memory for names. Well, that's a shame, Bolander. A little bit of a shame. See how I twisted that? From giving you shame to it's a shame. Yeah? Sometimes it's all about changing your perspective on things. You have a really bad memory for names, but you have a really good memory for concepts and a really good sense of who to become flatmates with. Find that positive, yeah? Find that positive. I think all of these are great suggestions, so we go points all round. Points all round for that last one. Yeah, points all round. And then the final round, NORT, where we're talking about weather. Question 1, what scientific principle is responsible for us being able to see the colours in a rainbow? It is refraction. Refraction is how we see the colours, the specific colours, because the light kind of splits up like the teenage gang in a horror film. They get into the raindrop, which is like a haunted house, and they say, hey, dudes, let's split up. But I will accept reflection, because if I'm remembering this correctly, the light then reflects back off the far edge of the raindrop. Isn't light just mental? So be kind with yourself on that one. Refraction or reflection. Give yourself the point if you think you've earned it. Which country experiences the most tornadoes every year? Hopefully a few of you got this one. It's the USA. It's the USA. They get about 1,200 every year, which is a lot. I don't want to say too many, because obviously Mother Nature knows what she's doing, but it's a lot. Question 3. Rain, sleet, hail and snow are all types of what? This is another longish word. Precipitation. Precipitation. Just like air water. That's how I see it. Although it's not, because is not precipitation for some reason. Look it up yourself. It's fine. You've got Google. Precipitation, though. That's maybe a tricky one. Jesus, is that you? Oh, can you hear him? Yes, Jesus is barking because he's in an unfamiliar territory. But he's locked in the room, so he's not going to get out. He can try. Is the wettest place on Earth located in India, Brazil, or Malaysia? And the answer is... which is this for? Yes. India. Mawsynram in Meghalaya, India, is the wettest place on Earth with an annual rainfall of more than 11 meters. 11 meters. Bear in mind, I'm not even 2 meters tall, so it could comfortably drown like almost 6 of me if I was standing directly on my own head. I mean, get your head around that one, maybe. Gosh. That's a bit of a tricky one. But it was 1 in 3, so you had a decent shot. And then question 5, the final question of the quiz. Within 5 degrees C or 10 degrees F, what is the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth? 56.7 degrees C or 134 degrees F. And I mean it when I say F. How flippin' hot is that? That's ridiculous. It's at Greenland Ranch in Death Valley, California on July the 10th, 1913. So it's a long time ago. Global warming. But yeah, I mean, just gross. In the very truest sense of the word, just gross. Yeah? Disgusting. And then the final musing. What type of weather would most accurately represent you right now? Me, tropical downpour, for me personally. because wearing that blazer, I might have to burn this t-shirt once I take it off this evening. But what about you guys? Let's see what you guys have got. Thunder with a chance of sunshine. I like the hope that's in that, Killer. I like the hope that's in that. You girl Sarah Kilch. Humid. So that could either be like you're really maybe excited for something, or you just have no energy. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It's evocative. I like that. Blustery wind, Bolander 333. Blustery. I like that. That's a great word to use as well. Summer evening, Bam Bam Roll. I'm not sure I'd necessarily qualify that as weather, more just a time. But a summer evening of kind of, a warm, that kind of light jacket weather that I mentioned on the Most Week show last week. That's the one, isn't it? That's what you want. You want that light jacket weather when you go out during the day on holiday and it's too hot, but then you go out in the evening for maybe a bite to eat and you have to put a light jacket on. I'm with you on that one. And you made me work for it as well. You didn't just tell me straight away. I like that. And TB Douglas, a light breeze on a sunny day. Wow. TB's in a good mood. That's what I got from that one. TB's in a good mood. These are all fantastic. And again, a point for everybody. So tot up your points, guys. Tot up your points, guys. It will be out of 30. Wait. There we go. I got rid of the camera then. Gosh, how silly of me. Main. There we go. So tot up those answers. Let's get and whatever you got. Again, just be honest with yourself. And now you have to judge yourself, okay? In any quiz, when you get something wrong, there's two possibilities. One, I'm annoyed with myself that I got it wrong. Two, I had no chance with that one. And so as you went through the quiz and you were marking, I'm sure you got a sense of how well you did for you, yeah? Not against anybody else, not even against the quiz, because maybe the questions were very difficult this week. I don't know. You'll end up with a number, and your number is your number. Only you will know how well you did, okay? But be easy on yourself. If you did well, as per your own intellectual barometer, make sure you say, when you deliver your mark in the comments, I got blank and I am smart, okay? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. You girl Sarah Kilch, plus 24. TB Douglas, 25. Wow, this is maybe a lot easier. Killer Kilch, 27. Oh my gosh. Bam Bam Roll, 19. Bolander 333, 18. Bam Bam Roll slightly more than Bolander. Real kind of rivalry building up here between Bam Bam Roll and Bolander 333. I like it. I hope it doesn't get nasty. But at this point, at this level, I'm a big fan. So who is smart here? Who is considering themselves smart? Because if you consider yourself smart, based on your performance in this quiz, I want you to write it in the comments. Yeah, you girl Sarah Kilch, I am smart. Well done, you. 24. That's a great result. Okay. Let's get some music. Let's get some music while we wait. Let's get some music. I am tote smart, says TB Douglas. Maybe a little cocky there, but that's fine. Not about weather, so that's what let you down. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Bam Bam Roll, definitely smart. Well done. Well done. Killer Kilch, I am smartest. I mean, that's what we're learning here. Today, you have won. Bolander 323, I am the loser. Hey, it's not about losing. Yeah? Bolander 323, it's not about losing. There's an argument to be made. Music's a bit too loud. Oh gosh. I'm really bad at getting the levels of this. Let's go down with a nice, like a 26, like a 25. Let's get a 25. We're all winners, absolutely. If you want to go for a loser, my son / dog, Jesus, he's currently waiting in the bedroom, locked in there. He's barking, he's trying to get out. He's losing. Yeah? He's lost this. He's had the worst time because he hasn't been able to engage with the quiz because he's just a dog. He's just a dog. But, Killer, well done, Killer Kilch. You have won this week's I Am Smart. And so it falls upon you hear me? Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of the music. No, I'm not. The music's fine. I'm gonna get a little closer here. Music's really loud. Oh, we'll just get rid of it. Again, it's not my fault. I'm on holiday. I'm working with a really reduced setup here, guys. Okay, so nobody get angry, for God's sake. So Killer Kilch, it now falls to you to decide what next week's yay or nay round is going to be about. It can be about anything in art. It could be an artiste. It could be your favorite album. It could be a book. It could be a TV series. It could be a movie. It could be a painting. I mean, a painting's going to be pretty tricky to get 5 questions out of, but if you want to give me that challenge, give me that challenge. Just make sure it's something that you love, something that you really want to hear some questions on. TB, could I ask, how did you do for this week's yay or nay? Did you nail your 5 questions about Sylvia Plath? I hope you did very well. What have you got, Killer? 4 out of 5 from TB. Exactly. So that's a pretty easy one. Kate Blanchett, Hollywood's most handsome woman. The first one tripped you up about her being young. Yeah, I mean she was a prodigy. That's fantastic. I got all 5. Ouch. TB. That's a real kicking you when you're down from Bam Bam Roll. Although if Bam Bam Roll got all 5 on that one, there are some other ones that Bam Bam Roll slipped up on as well. Ending up with 19. So Kate Blanchett next week. Absolutely. Fantastic. That's a great choice. A great choice. So thank you all of you for joining me for a modest slice of quiz. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something. And I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am Notme. I am Art. And I am hoping that you will join me next week again. Same time, same place for another opportunity to say to yourself, I am smart.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though Prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.